Hello, everybody. Jared here. I have not posted a video in a while. I've been busy with a lot of things, and I thought I would catch you up. I have not done a blog in a while, but here we are. So as so after back in January, I was going to compete for Diva, and I didn't. And I made the decision after my phone broke and a couple other things happened. I decided it would be best if I didn't compete anymore this season because they decided to put nationals in May, and MI and Classic are not until October. So so, but all the like half the prelims for Diva this season were pretty much in March and early April. I could have gone. I didn't go to Missouri. I didn't go to Texas. I decided to withdraw from Missouri. There were some people that weren't happy about it, but at the same time, not being booked, not being sponsored, not being supported locally, it's just a pain. And I'm not going to waste my time with stuff that obviously, I didn't want to go to. And it's kind of good I didn't go because the person who won, you know, I don't think I would have beaten that person. I might have qualified, but I don't. We never know. Who's going to qualify and who isn't. It's just, but there isn't a huge. There wasn't that many prelims to begin with, so they ended up sending a lot more people. I withdrew and also I decided to focus on the court. I did apply for candidacy this rain, and I was not approved, unfortunately. I did not meet the requirements by one event, and that pissed me off, but it actually made me realize that I would definitely have to choose between doing pageants or the court. I decided, because I was thinking of retiring from pageant entry anyway, even though I wanted to go to nationals one more time, I still said to myself, I'm not going to do this pageant stuff anymore. I'm done. I don't need to do it anymore. At least not, I'm going to try for Monarchy. I'm going to try again next year, and hopefully we'll see what happens. I do not, it's okay to have, we're not supposed to say we're this and that. We're just, it's okay to say you have aspirations. I can say that I did apply this year and I didn't get approved to be a candidate. We aren't having candidates this year, so, we're going to have, a regen or protectors of the throne, whatever they decide to do in regards to for Reign 35. They did change a lot of rules too, and it's kind of good that I decided to focus on the court. Once they announced that all these new requirements to be considered for Monarch, I decided, yeah, I'm gonna have to give up a lot of my time to the court if I were to pull that off. And it just frustrates me because there are people that were talking behind my back about me, and I didn't appreciate that. It felt like they act like I never did anything for the court, and that's not true because most of the shows I do here in town are for the court. I rarely get bookings or tip spots. In fact, I don't even have any this month. The only shows I did was when I went to Oklahoma's coordination, and then our coordination this weekend coming up. So I'm really, not. Yes, there is. So instead of going to Missouri for competition, I went to Fort Worth for coordination. I represented. But something else happened. And before I decided to withdraw from my pageant, I had also decided to withdraw from MA. And there was a number of reasons why, because I thought I was doing the pageant, and I decided but ended up not doing that either. So I ended up not doing MA, I gave it MA to do the pageant, and I didn't do the pageant. So I wanted to do MA, I really did, but I didn't get to. But, I'm going to see what happens. We will see where this road takes me. My plan this year, there are a lot of requirements now that we have to meet, including going to 7 coordinations. But luckily, the good thing about the coordinations, though, is it's everything you've done from September of last year on to next year. So it's based on the last 18 months. So I have 18 months to get 7 coordinations, raise $1,000. There's a bunch of other requirements that are kind of just, standard membership stuff, like you got to be in good standing and stuff like that. Be active. Not have any grievances against you. Don't have a bad reputation in the community, which I would like to think I don't have a bad reputation, but I've never done anything that's terrible in that sense. But I am at this point. I am focusing on the court, but I'm still open for bookings and tip spots. I can still do shows. Just because I'm not doing pageants anymore doesn't mean I'm not doing regular shows. Because I would like to the opportunity to do shows outside of the court. And yes, at coronations, when you perform at the out of town show or in town show, that's the one time you get to keep your tips. So, like on Thursday, we have the in town show. I'm performing. Whatever tips I make, I get to keep, and I'll have it probably. It'll probably be some extra cash for the weekend. That's usually how it happens. And then after coronation, and then I'm gonna be busy this weekend. I have the show on Thursday. Friday's the out of town show. I'm gonna help with that show. I'm not performing, but I'm still gonna be in drag. I'm still gonna help out. Then the ball's on Saturday, and I'm gonna be in my mom's number because it's her 5-year anniversary walk. Yay! So, and I'm doing flag on her number. Just some basic stuff because I also had to teach Mark how to do flag a little bit, and that was interesting. I'm not saying that to be mean, but it was interesting to see someone else do it, and we hope that it all goes well. And then Sunday, of course, is the brunch and the victory show. I plan on being at the victory show. I plan on performing, unless I'm flat out exhausted. But I'm gonna probably suck it up and still go because I have to kind of, in regards to the court at this point, I kind of have to be a yes man. I have to do as much as I can when I can. And yes, there will be things where I can't attend, but it's so. Another thing happened after I decided to not compete anymore. Decided to focus on the court. Decided another thing happened. I wanted them to regret not saying no to me. So I'm trying to prove people wrong. I've always been an active member. I've always done a lot for the court, even with my pageants. But I decided to make not pageants my focus anymore. So I have more money to do court stuff. I have more money to go to coronation if I choose to. Right now I already have 3 coronations, and then ours doesn't count. But I'll be in San Antonio. I'll be in Waco. I will be in Austin. That's already 6 right there. And then if I go to Indiana, that's 7. By September, I'll be at 7, and that's really. And I'm probably still going to go to Dallas and Houston and all the other coordinations too. But once I have my 7, they can't. But I'm probably going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go above what they want us to do. So if they want us to raise $1,000, I'm going to raise $2,000, or try to anyway. We'll see what happens. If there's 7, I'm going to do 8 or 9. And that's a lot of money, but luckily with traveling, there's ways to combine costs, room with people, ride with someone and contribute to gas. There's ways to travel where you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. Coordinations do get expensive, but if you know how to budget and plan it, it can be done. I will say that I'm not happy that I missed MA but I had a court event that day anyway, and it was better that I was there instead of the event. But I still wanted to do MA. That was because I still love to do guard. That is something that no matter how old I get, which people act like I'm so old, but I'm only 32. It's, getting these opportunities is a good thing. My plan with this event. So after this week, so there's another thing that came up recently. There is a guard competition. It's not an MA. It's not a WG. It's just someone is hosting an event. It's in the Rio Grande Valley, actually in Mission, Texas, which is near McAllen, and they're having a competition. And they do have a pro division, which is the division after high school. And not a lot of people I've noticed, whether it's MA, whether it's other divisions, they don't really have a lot of people who do guard outside of after high school. There are people that do, but there isn't a lot that do. So my plan is to go to that. I actually bought the Greyhound ticket. I already paid my entry. I already have a costume, and I have a flag, of course, because I have a bunch of flags. I'm going to be competing in that competition in 2 weeks. My goal is to, if I win, great. If I don't, well, I want to do competitions because it's a certain message. Most people that do guard aren't my age, or they're already instructors or whatever. But I want to do it because I want to show people that you don't have, no matter how old you are, no matter what your age is, whatever, you can still do it. And yes, I'm not super advanced. I admit to that. My school wasn't advanced when I did learn other tricks and moves that I've learned outside that I didn't learn in high school, that I learned from watching other videos and stuff. But I'm going to do these and the option to do this little competition is just it's for fun, and it's at the end of the day I do it because I love to do guard, and I'm still gonna do them in my show, do it in my shows, and that's not. I found out that, of course, WGI has their virtual solo ensemble. I missed it this year. I've been busy. I didn't have a chance to do it. And then I found out, literally today, and I'm not going to be able to do it because I already have another obligation on the 13th of May. But there is a competition in May, a solo ensemble competition in May. There's several of them in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, etc. But I'm not able to go to that because we have investorships that weekend. And I've already done a trip already this month, flat pay period anyway. If I were to compete in that class, it would have been an independent class, which is for 19 and older, and I did not enter because I'm not going to be able to go. As much as I would love to go, it's not going to happen. I think it's best that I just do the one competition because the one on Thursday, if it was later, if it was in June or July or August or later on, or even, I would have not. But May 13th is just cutting it too close when I already have other things going on that day anyway. I am going to try to do MA next year again, and I might do more than one competition. I might do nationals, I might do our regionals here in town, but I might actually pull a Dance Moms and do more than one. Because I want to do experience, just like with, the court, you want to be visible, you want to be seen. That's kind of how I am when I do guard. I do feel like I'm powerful on stage. I feel like something magical happens when I do guard, and whether people like it or not, it's a talent, and it's caused me to stick out. And there are some people who have noticed this talent, and I'm starting to develop a kind of being known for doing guard, but it's not the only thing I can do. I do other numbers too. I do other shows, other events, do other types of numbers. I don't just do guard. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I thought I would give you an update. Hope everybody has a good weekend, and let's hope that we can make some so I can do well this competition on May 5th. I'm gonna try to vlog it the best I can too.